Hi, welcome to Tarot Combos. We're going to draw two cards and feel into how those energies are playing tug of war today. Today's the Lunar New Year, Chinese New Year, fire horse energy. We are finally here. All that snake business is behind us. All right, so here we go. Let's see what is here with us today. Thank you for being here. Okay, we have the sun. Love the sun. Challenged by judgment. Holy shnikes. There's like two major arcana here. Hello. Okay, well, this year's off to a start. Oh my God, both of these are calling to me about like, this is our year of becoming our fullest self. Like, what is the fullest expression of your energy? What, like, however you want to phrase this, because you know I like phrasing things in different ways. The synonyms, there's both of these cards to me are just like screaming, become your fullest self, your biggest self right now. There's nothing left for us. Like, why are we still like holding back, playing small, distracting from becoming? Right? Doing instead of being. Is it just me, guys? I know it's not. I feel like a lot of people are feeling this. Okay, so the sun is full of optimism, and I always feel this with the sun more often than not. It's like, now's the time to become that fullest expression of you. It takes understanding what that could be, maybe like exploring, not understanding, because we don't become the fullest expression without doing, without exploring. It's not just about thinking, or else it never happens, right? Then we have the judgment card. It's like the mass awakening energy. So it's spiritual awakening, higher self awakening, just like awakening, like all of those, the clouds are parting, their clouds are lifting, the blindfolds are coming off. So it's no longer about thinking our way into waking up. It is exploring and feeling our way into waking up to our highest, most vibrant, biggest self. So why would judgment be in the challenge position? Why would this? Because judgment, it's not about judging. It's like the day of judgment when we're, right. So it feels like something here, getting the chills already. And I don't even know what words are coming. I love that. I feel like it's kind of like channeling, getting out of the way, you know? It's happening a lot lately. It's like that, how can this waking up to our true nature get in the way of waking up to our true nature? To me, it feels like, oh shit, I just let the lid off of something, put the lid back on. That's like, ooh, too overwhelming, too much. Right? Because the judgment card is, these usually the pictures, like they're not in this so much, but see how they're like the trumpets calling. But there's, in the classic deck, there's artwork. They're rising up out of coffins that now have, the lids are off. You know, they are reawakening. And so there's, how could that be in the challenge position to discovering who you, like, to expressing who you are? So it almost feels like this is the initial awakening moment to like, oh my God, there's more to life than what I've been living. And there's like, to me, there's such an urgency to this. There's such an urgency. Why is there such an urgency? If we've gone, for me, like 48 years, like what, why now is the urgency? We've all had to live a certain amount of life until that call happens, until that awakening happens. Awakening means it assumes there has been sleep. There has been not being awake, right? Otherwise, like opposites reveal each other. Otherwise, we wouldn't even have the word awakening. It assumes there has been a period of sleep. How is that desire to stay asleep getting in the way? Why might we desire to stay asleep? Right? It might seem like too big, too overwhelming. Like, I don't know what I'm in for. It could be that an initial opening has happened. You went through the honeymoon period of like, oh, literally there are honeymoon periods to this. And then the real work begins. And then you're like, oh, shit, what did I start? Because once you start, there's kind of this element of like, no going back. There's no putting the lid back on that coffin. You have to go through all that hard stuff that we've accumulated those 48 years and say, oh God, what have I done? So I make light of it because you can do hard things. It is not insurmountable. Sometimes it might feel like, oh God, like there are days and I want to describe this in a video, what my personal journey has been, like the cycles, the ebb and flow, those the dark night of the soul, the multiple dark nights of the soul. Like if you want to call this the spirit, because this to me is like it's all awakening to our true nature, and that is a spiritual journey. It is the spiritual journey. So I'm not going to just pretend this is about like, oh, awakening to like, oh, I had this great idea. It's like so much bigger than that. So I kind of want to do a video because I feel like when we share our stories, it makes it not so scary. It makes it so like, oh, this isn't just me. There are other people who've been through similar things. And there is literally a light at the end of this journey. And spoiler alert, the journey never ends. And that is part of the grappling. At some point, there's so much grappling. I love that word. That part of it is like, the only constant is change, and this ride don't stop. It will never stop. And we have to become okay with that. And I think that's why this is in the challenge area, because a lot of times when we wake up to that realization, after the honeymoon, oh, everything's amazing, and I'm in such a flow state. And well, that flow state tends to stop flowing for a while. And it'll reflow and stop and reflow and stop. But after that first stop, oh, it gets dark. It can get real dark. Like, what just happened? I want to go back to the light, to the honeymoon phase. And it's like, oh, honey, we are on a journey of epic proportions. And there will be more honeymoons. But there will also be more dark nights of the soul. And I feel like, I don't know, maybe I haven't heard a story of like somebody being one and done with this. I've only heard stories that I'm kind of alluding to, where it's just like, one of these videos, I think I called it like circling the drain, like in a good way, where it's just like, oh, this lesson's coming back around. I guess I didn't fully get rid of that release, it was like some amount of it. And it's like a layer cake. It's like dimensional. It is everything and more. It's just so beautiful. And I think that this is in the challenge area, because if we get stuck in the hard parts and we want to go back, it's like, no, that's more painful. That is way more painful than going through. And there may never be, coming out the other side truthfully, but there's sort of like this beauty in the endless going through. Because to me, that's the only that's the biggest truth in this existence, is that there are no beginnings and endings. There are no I have this feeling, so I'm trying to articulate it. There's no like pinning something down and having it be that way forever. Everything's constantly in motion. Energy is constantly in motion. Everything. There's no, like, if you feel like, okay, I figured it out, that's it. Like, there is no landing point, no landing place for literally anything in this existence. There's no landing point and no place to land. We can it's like a touch and go. I was thinking about this today. I was like, it's been 10 years since I took flying lessons. And I was thinking about my old flying instructor who passed recently. And I was like having some reminiscence. I can't believe, I guess that's maybe why that was like the touch and go came in, or vice versa. Maybe I thought of him because they knew this was coming. Who knows? There's nowhere to land. But like, we can like take a breather. Let's land for a bit while we go through this lesson or do some shadow work or whatever. And then we take back off again, and who knows what part is what. But there's no like landing and staying there and be like, how boring. And that's not true. You feel that in your bones, right? There is no place to land. We are constantly in flight, constantly in flux, constantly going through, and there is no other side. And we have to become comfortable with that. Oh, I swear that's one of the biggest truths in this existence. And it's the biggest, most beautiful thing that we grapple with is like getting comfortable in the discomfort. Because it can be that way. It can be. It's possible. And when we reach, there's like flow that can be reached. And I think that's the definition of flow. It's not like some landing place. It's like, it is no place. It is like the seeking has ended. Like, we are no longer seeking some mythical landing place to take a breather and finally rest already. It's like, no, we have rest in the unrest. We have comfort in the discomfort. It is like the ultimate truth of this lived experience is the beauty of paradox. And you feel it in your guts, don't you? When we can hold all the truths, but let's say two truths simultaneously, and there's that and we bust through something, something like breaks us open, and we feel the bigness words are hard, of how we can hold like opposites like, just go with me here, seemingly opposite things can be true. The both and, not the either or. Either or is a falsity. It's an illusion. It's the both and. I gotta stop. I love this stuff. But this is like, don't get scared by the, oh God, what have I done? Like taking the lid off this thing, starting to wake up, starting to go down this path. And it's like, if you're wondering, am I on the path? Has it happened for me? What even is it? Like, this will not resonate unless you've had some even minor opening to this. Like, if it's this call for you, like the whole like Tina Fey, I want to go to there. Like, if there is not that, just bye. See you later. I don't expect this to resonate with everyone. But maybe if you're watching this, you were meant to find it. I love thinking about that too. Like, there's just a beautiful mystical timing to everything that is meant to find us. I keep telling the universe that literally every day for a while now. Like, I trust that whatever is meant for me will find me when it's meant to find me. And it's been amazing just to have that little like check-in with the universe, which the universe is within, God is within, whatever you want to say. So it's like taking a moment to tip my hat to that, the trust in that says, I know, you know, I know, you know, I know, you know, universe. Like that is how it works. And I trust that there's like literally a divine timing to everything. So thank you for being here. And this is like the big lesson here is like, whatever comes up for you, please go through it. Now, build up your pillars of support. Do you need to have a therapist on standby? You know, a best friend who gets this, who like gets what you're doing, or at least loves you so much they're there no matter how crazy they think you are. Like, get your support around you. You don't have to do it alone. Find resources online. There are awesome communities out there that will help, like, put a nice little safety net below you as you do your trust fall. Even though, spoiler alert, you don't need a net. But if there are moments where you feel like this is a lot, okay, so make sure you have support. But this is saying just trust that this, like, don't put your lid back on. And there are moments you don't have to do it every day. Gosh, no. But like, the further you go into becoming your biggest self, this is like the path I'm on. And it's obviously I'm not my biggest self yet. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what am I put here to do? Like, we can't see the end game, right? We can see the next piece of the puzzle a lot of times if we open ourselves to it, if we go on this path. It's an endless unfolding. It never stops unfolding. It's like laundry. It's just constantly being thrown in the hamper. I'm gonna say pamper. So anyway, just don't do it alone. Don't feel like you have to. And there's like, don't be scared. Don't be scared. And maybe that's not even the right message, because I feel like if you're here, you're not scared of much. You're not. You're ready for it. And so maybe the real message is this whole idea of trust. There's like, sometimes in this card, it's like, there's an opening happening, an awakening, and we go back to not seeking. And then we're like, oh my God, what's happening? I need to make sense of this. Like, I need to see an example of it out in the world so I can compare my journey to someone else's. And while that is helpful in some small measure, just like a sanity check, and like, don't get attached. This is all about non-seeking and non-attachment to any outcomes. You're on the journey of a lifetime. This like becoming who you've always, it's like rediscovering yourself. Like, that endless unfolding is a rediscovering, because we are already that. We're not going out there to seek who we already are. We already are this. It's, as we always say, it's getting all the ick out of the way. And so the scary part of this is looking at the ick. But another spoiler alert, every time we look at it, there's such a grace that like descends from somewhere. Oh my God, the grace is probably I'm getting all the chills. It's like the most beautiful part of the journey. You think you're going in to look at some ick that you're so shameful about, that you're like, this will crush me if I go into it. If there's nothing else, take this away too. Like, the reason to do it, the reason not to be scared and just to like look at your ick is like, I'm getting all the chills. It's just a grace comes in at the exact turning point moment. It is the moment that everything releases. And it's not that, I mean, maybe the grace is that it released, but the reason I think it releases is because there's such a grace that comes in, and like a little fairy's magic wand goes ding, and then it causes that release to happen, and simultaneously you feeling the most immense self-love, the most immense gratitude. It's like this mishmash, amazing ball of emotion that is its own emotion, even beyond the word grace. It's like the amalgamation of all these things that happen simultaneously in the moment that grace is descending. And it's like chicken or egg, you know, is the grace coming in because of the release, or did the grace cause the release? Like, it is so intertwined that at the moment of feeling your deepest shame, you don't wallow in it. It's not like you, now sometimes it might feel like if it does feel like you're wallowing in it, it means there's something that we're trying, it's like we're trying to back out of it. But the key is, the secret is to trust fall into it without grasping for the, like, something to pull you back. Like, you're going all in, and then it just lasts a fraction of what it otherwise would before that grace comes in and melts everything away. I didn't know we were going here today, but when you get the two cards of like awakening to your fullest self, who you already are, what else are we going to talk about? Man, this whole fire horse energy is like otherworldly right now. I'm just saying, I don't know where this is coming from, but lately it's literally on fire. Literally. I don't see any fires. So anyway, we're done here. There's nothing else to say when you end with like the beauty of grace that just like melts you wide open. I love you guys. No, I really do. And you know, I joke around a lot because I love being lighthearted, and like I get so much excitement for like this stuff where we're like, why would I treat it as like ominous or dark when it's all but that? This whole idea of awakening to your true nature, getting in touch with your inner voice, all the things we talk about here. So there's also something about, if you're going through really hard times, like loss and grief and the worst suffering imaginable as you go through this, it's like, I feel like that paradox thing of like the both and, all things can coexist. How the sadness, the grief, the loss wouldn't be as meaningful without the beauty, the joy, the humor, and vice versa. Opposites reveal and enrich each other. We'll end with that. Happy New Year. Bye.